Power 101.7.
All right, Jess, what you got?
All right, this is a sad situation. 2 children, one a 6-year-old boy and the other an 8-year-old boy, were killed at a Texas drag racing event on Saturday when a driver lost control and slammed into the crowd of spectators. 8 other people were injured, at least one of them critically. The airport race Wars 2 was being held at the Kerr County Airport, with more than 3,500 people attending the event that involved drivers speeding down a runway as they competed for cash. Although water-filled plastic barriers line the course, the AP is citing Louis Amsoy, a freelance journalist who was there, as saying that they didn't go past the finish line, leaving no protection as cars slowed down at the end of the race. Amsoy said that the driver was nearing the end of the strip when the car veered off the course. There were no stands, and spectators could get within 15 feet of the track. So that's a sad, sad situation.
Crazy.
Also, an attorney for Brian Laundrie's family said yesterday that an autopsy of his remains, which were found last Wednesday in a Florida reserve authorities had been searching for more than 1 month, was inconclusive for cause of death, and the remains are now being transferred for further investigation. Attorney Stephen Bertolino says to CNN that Laundrie's family plans to cremate his remains and will not have a funeral service. The 24-year-old had been named person of interest in the death of his fiancée, Gabby Petito, whose remains were found in Wyoming last month and was found to have died by strangulation. These two set off months ago for a cross-country van trip, but he returned at the beginning of September without Gabby and refused to speak to police or her family, even as they reported her missing before she was eventually found dead. He set off by himself more than a month ago. Now that's according to his family, and investigators have been looking for him until his remains were found late last week.
So the results of the autopsy, inconclusive.
Inconclusive right now, so they're going to send it over to someone else for further investigation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll definitely be following this story.
Absolutely. Now, some local news. The Delaware State Police, they have now opened up a homicide investigation after a disturbing discovery on Sunday morning. The Seaford Fire Department was dispatched to a house at around 2 a.m. on the 11,000 block of Hastings Farm Road. When firefighters extinguished the fire, they found a body with an apparent gunshot wound, and troopers then responded to the residents and they secured the scene. The Delaware State Police Homicide Unit took over the investigation, and investigators say that a 39-year-old victim was inside the residence when unknown suspects forced entry through a side door and fired multiple rounds. The victim was shot once and fell to the living room floor, and the suspects then set fire to the living room before fleeing the residence on foot. I know, sad. The
In
body,
Seaford?
Yeah.
Wow.
The body has been turned over to the Division of Forensic Science for an autopsy. Identification of the victim is pending notification to the next of kin. There is currently no suspect information available at this time, but if anyone has any information, please contact Detective Bluto at 302-752-3864. That's sad.
Yeah.
Also, the Dover Police Department is asking for help. They are investigating a robbery that occurred in the parking lot of Planet Fitness on Friday night. A 21-year-old man has reported that he was walking in the parking lot and he was approached by 2 male suspects wearing ski masks. One suspect was armed with a handgun, and they both asked for their belongings of the victim. Police say that the 2 men took his wallet, the car keys, jewelry, and his cell phone. He ran inside of a business to call police, and they stole the victim's car. All right, so the vehicle is a black 2019 Honda Accord. It has Maryland tags on it, 1DW9276. And if anyone has any other information, please call 302-736-7111. So that's crazy.
Right to Planet Fitness. Somebody just trying to go to Planet Fitness.
Yeah, car keys,
robbed in the
wallet,
parking lot.
jewelry, cell phone, stole the car, everything. All right.
What is going on here?
Yeah, I know. And then DSU, there's a lot of homecomings.
Yes, it is.
Like
Shout out to
time.
Shout out to everybody who had homecomings over the weekend. I knew you're about to do DSU, but a lot of high schools.
Yeah, I know.
I know. My son went to homecoming Stephen Decatur over the weekend.
Yeah.
Decatur won Friday night the game, by the way. Heard the dance, came off, a huge success.
Oh,
I was
good.
on the football field at Decatur. So
Good.
shout out to everybody who attended and all the homecomings. If your kid attended homecoming or you attended homecoming over the weekend, check in with us. We'll shout you out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so all the schools and colleges, music, students, the fans, the vehicles, the parades.
Yes.
All of it is taking place. The community is coming together. They're having some face painting events, food, car shows, voter registration, COVID-19 vaccination. So this all went down with DSU in the town of Dover, but there's plenty of activities taking place, in our community with homecomings here too.
Nice, nice.
I'm happy to see all the kids, finally getting back to normal.
They need it.
Yeah,
they need it.
They do.
6:49. It's a Bill and Jessica show. We got all your NFL scores coming up next. Here's brand new Adele. It's called Easy on Me.